Hello, this is Malorian, and this is going to be my first game of Ard Boyz 2011, and it's going to be my deathwing against some Grey Knights. So this game was all about kill points. There's some little bonuses for doing some other stuff, but really when it comes down to it, you just wanted to win the game. So it was all about kill points. There was also going to be a traitor, so you took away one of your models, gave it to your opponent, and that was the traitor. So for my part, in my head, my Terminators would never be a traitor, so I gave him the Prime, so that's the green guy in the middle of his lines, and he gave me one of his little henchman guys, and so that's the little black guy on the far side there. Now, for me, when you're looking at my lines left to right, all my guys are set up in lines going up and down, and the reason why I did that is just to make sure I just get the maximum number of shots and get all my special weapons in there, doing their real damage, and really all I wanted to try and do was to try and slam through the henchman to try and kill the traitor, because the traitor's worth 5 kill points, so it was really critical, and then kill some of his smaller units as well. So looking at his side from left to right, he had 5 interceptor squad, then he had 10. He has 3 squads of regular Grey Knights, and I don't know if they're the strike squad, the whatever guys they are, but they're just Grey Knight guys. It never really came up what type it was. They're just guys. So they had 10 there, and all the regular ones that aren't the interceptors also have the strength 5 storm bolters. So there's 10 of them there. Then they have the big henchman squad. In the front, you have 3 of those dreadknights. Then 2 more big units of the Grey Knights, and then on the top there on the hill, what that is actually that one special character where it's a guy riding on top of a dreadnought. He didn't actually have the model, or he forgot it, so he borrowed this one here, and so there you have it. And this is just a little closer picture of what he had, and you can see he's using these little dryads to be these demon spawn or whatever it's supposed to be, but this henchman unit actually looks a little bit scary because he also has all these servitors in there that has a plasma cannon and multi-meltas and all that, and so of course anything that's going to get through my armor is a real worry to me. Plus I've never played against dreadknights before, so it looks scary. And they looked even more scary when very first turn, them and the interceptors all shunted right up to my lines, so it looks like I get to deal with these guys straight away. And sorry about the blurry picture, but after he moves up, this is what it looks like. It was night fight the first turn, so he didn't really get very much done. I was really worried, actually, because after I had placed my traitor and things, if you look on the far right on what that white kind of block is, he actually has a Vindicare assassin that infiltrated there, and then he also had a Calidus assassin coming in. So I was like, well, this is going to be pretty hard to try and keep this traitor alive, but I'm going to do my best. So on my first turn, I hit him hard. Basically all of his shooting and stuff had done nothing to me, and so then I just concentrated on all those dreadknights and interceptor squads. Of course my cyclones ripped up those interceptors really quickly. I was actually then able to kill one of the dreadknights through shooting, and then the other 2 through combat. My 2 characters, the Librarian and Belial, broke away, and then their combat unit kind of took on that traitor and is backing up against that wall there just to try and make it, well, first of all, get out of line of sight of the Vindicare, and then making it harder for the Calidus to kill him. And it's a good thing I did that, because turn 2, his Calidus came up right away. And for the most part, it looks like this turn was pretty much a fail for him too. The Calidus tried doing some damage there, but only managed to kill 1 Terminator, and then decided not to charge in because it'd be suicide. Some shots from that henchman squad actually did some damage to me. It's actually pretty hard to see now from these pictures how the squads are arranged. It'll get better soon. I'm just all messed up from that last run of combat. But one thing that's nice is that his Vindicare is shooting at my Librarian, but just keeps on messing up the rolls. Or what he should be doing is doing the one that ignores invulnerable saves, because I'm able to do my force barrier just to go and block his shots. So on my turn, all I did is, because his henchman squad had moved up, I think mainly because the last turn was the night fight, and maybe too because he was worried, like maybe the Inquisitor was a real combat machine, no idea. But basically this turn, everything shot into the Henchman squad, killed them, so there's 7 kill points for me. And then on the right, those combat guys just went after the Calidus assassin, and it didn't really even come up because my shooting alone killed her. So yeah, a whole bunch of more kill points scored for me this turn. So his turn 3, I actually had to take a little double take with this picture because it almost seemed to be a duplicate one, but really all that's going on now is he's just shooting into my line. So I lost a couple of Terminators, nothing too bad, but of course all these guys with strength 5 bolters, they're making me take a lot of saves. So luckily I'm rolling fairly well, but yeah, I'm gonna have to focus fire to start getting rid of these guys. And so that's exactly what I do. Everything kind of shifts over. I make sure to get my Cyclones up to this little barrier here to make sure he's not going to get any cover saves from it. And I just decimate the left unit. On the right side, you can't really see it, but the Librarian joins that unit and is kind of shooting on the Vindicator Assassin. The shots weren't able to do anything. And on the far right, the Traitor that I'm trying to protect is hiding, and my combat guys are trying to swing around the right flank. So his turn 4, to kind of deal with that threat with those combat guys swinging around, he has his one squad that comes down into the open, shoots into them, killing a couple. But the real danger was that because of the distance of them to the Traitor, and the Traitor was an independent character, they were technically still joined together. So I actually had to take some saves on the Traitor, and it lost 1 wound. But luckily, thanks to Feel No Pain from the Apothecary, it didn't actually die. And then on my turn, this was as fast as I could take the picture. Basically, I shifted up again, shot at that unit that was out in the open, wiped them out, and my opponent threw in the towel. You know, because I was just systematically wiping out unit after unit, and it was just really a very frustrating game for him. So he was done with the whole thing. So victory to the Deathwing. You know, great for me, but in a way, it was not really that fun of a game. My opponent got really frustrated really early with losing all those dreadknights and then whatever, the little jumpy pack Grey Knights right away. And then after that, you know, whenever he tried shooting at me, it just seems that for the most part I was just making my armor saves or my shield saves against rending like crazy. And yeah, he just did not have any fun whatsoever. And of course, when your opponent isn't having fun and getting frustrated, it's not a fun game for you either. So nice to have the win, but hopefully the next game will be a lot more even.